Hello everyone. Hello everybody. Hello everyone. I'm here again. Hello everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to today's show, Music Chat Room.
Yeah.
Welcome on stage, our PMA. Guess what? What I'm going to play now is going to leak out today. Okay, listen to this.
Today's my birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, PMA. Happy birthday to me.
Please go on the live chat, put happy birthday, put a
Yes.
comment, happy birthday to PMA.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday to
Thank you so much, Bishop.
It's an honor to have you here in the
Thank
UK.
you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for coming around. Wow. So how do I introduce her to you? We met 2003 or 2 thereabouts.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was 2002. Yes.
Yeah. So and that was the first time I was called upon to
Yeah. To do a project.
to do a project.
Actually, let me tell you a little bit about this. I've been looking for the opportunity to tell this story.
Okay.
You know, yes, I was going to start worship experience live. There was nothing like live worship recording then. Or, you know, that was the time of this Ron Kenoly music coming. So wanted to do something bigger for Jesus, for the body of Christ. So we needed somebody that can help me interpret this, because we're all used to being a recording artist, go to studio, record, and have your video. You know, we know what music video used to be like back in the day. Sit under the tree, be flag. So we wanted to do something different, and that's why it's good to stand out. Don't be afraid to be different. So we needed somebody to interpret that, and we looked everywhere. Then, oh my God, back and forth, back and forth. We came to Nero Obasa back in 2000, and yes, we did 2002 without you. It was 2003, and it was a mess. 2002 was a mess. We did. Oh my goodness, so we knew that this is not what I wanted this thing to be like, so we're looking for somebody. So I don't know how my husband got to know. They said there's one guy we make our music in Bodija. Nero Obasa is his name, so my husband went all out to search for Nero Obasa, and that was it. 2003 worship experience that was delivered. It was awesome experience. We still have the recording today, and since then we've been having worship experience live, and we just celebrated 20 years of running worship experience. So I want to thank you for being a part of it from the very beginning. Yes,
I can remember those days when we used to have rehearsals overnight.
Rehearsals.
The choir,
yeah.
rehearse with the musicians,
Yes,
and then everybody would come together.
Exactly.
We recorded it live. Everything was live.
And 2003, I remember I didn't have to go. Personally, I didn't go back to studio for post-production. There were a lot of post-production coming, you know, maybe from musicians, but I didn't go for post-production. And it was good, you know, for what it was. And I remember we had then like over 146 people in the choir. We have the children choir, we have the mass choir. You remember this guy wearing black, and everything was being controlled by this music director. It was like a first for many of us, because I remember many nights of sleepless nights for him to listen, because I also suggested some music artists that I've seen, you know, and he listened to such music. This is the way I want it to be like, and he listened, he took time. Then my songs were new songs, so we're just trying our hand on so many things, but it was really good for what it was.
It was, I can imagine those days when you only sing copyright songs, coming out to do your own original song, and then recording it live, and that was at the Cultural Center.
We did it Cultural Center, Mokola, 2003. We did it again 2004. I remember I went to Abuja, did it in Transcorp, Sheraton, 2000. We were going from place to place. We did Port Harcourt, we did Lagos. We were going from place to place to place to place.
So this year she celebrated 30th year of Worship Live Experience.
Actually, of my ministry. My ministry was inaugurated in 1992.
Wow.
But we started Worship Experience Live as a project in 2002. So that was when you see that logo 3020. So it was 30 years of my ministry and 20 years of running Worship Experience.
Wow, that was
I'm so happy that you have been part of it from the word go.
Here we are now. Now when we see a lot of people do live music now, we've been doing this
We've been doing it and it was like, it wasn't popular.
Yeah,
you know the challenge I had then?
It used to be VCD.
Yes, no? VCD. And then what's this? VHS? You remember VHS? Yeah, VHS.
I don't know whether cassette was still in use.
Yes, cassette was still in use. Cassette was in use. And I remember we would take the video to TV houses to play and they'd be like, it has to be a music video, music video, so it wasn't really very acceptable then. But we just kept at it. We knew that God wanted us to gather people, worship live and put it on recording, live worship recording. But we thank God because we can see the body of works now and we're grateful for what God has done.
This tells me that when God shows you something, just go out for it. Maybe whether it's popular or not, just go out.
Yeah, exactly.
Just go out.
Exactly. I see what is happening right now in the Nigerian music industry, most especially the gospel music industry. Everybody's trying to be like everybody. I understand the fact that when you see something that is selling, try and sell your product like that. Tell them, to be like that. Just follow that trend. But it's okay. But you know that you'll be lost in the crowd, except you stand out. If it's okay for you, if you feel good in your body that this is the direction that God wants you to go, it's fine. But if you by any means realize that God is telling you towards something fresh and new, do not be afraid to stand out. Do not be afraid to stand out. Yes.
I mean, at least you'll be known for something.
Exactly.
When we're talking of worship live experience or whatever name you call it, or worship experience, worship dialogue, or worship, a lot of that. Worship, whatever.
Yes. Worship extravaganza.
Ultimate mega praise,
and all that.
I mean that was a unique.
It was. I remember one of our guys, the experience came. I remember my husband would be like, oh my God, the experience came after we started Worship Experience. We actually sent a letter soliciting for support. This is the kind of thing we wanted to do. And I remember one of our letters, went to Pastor Paul Adifarasin, and we sent out so many letters to so many top pastors, but he graciously, among others, replied us, applauded what we were doing, and promised prayer support, but he couldn't support financially at that time. So after a few years, the experience started in Lagos. And then so when we go to the experience, and so somebody was interviewing one of my guys, one of my musicians. He was our vocal coach for I think 2007, 2008 thereabout. He's also in the US. And somebody was asking him, what's the difference between we're hearing Worship Experience, like we're hearing the experience. I said, what's the difference? And the guy was funnily answering and saying, the difference is worship. Literally he was trying to say the experience and worship experience, that the difference is worship. He was just literally saying whatever came to his mind. But after thinking about the whole thing, I realized that, come to think of it, worship experience that has been built through the content of the worship songs that we're bringing. There's a different thing between bringing all gospel musicians together. You come and do your stuff, come and do your something. Everybody, bringing their gifts and talent, which is fantastic, which is amazing, which is so wonderful, which I applaud, which I'm glad to be a part of that. But there is another experience where you can come and do your own song as an artist, because there are so many artists that have set up their stage only to have people come together and do different kind of gifting. But it's another thing when you have your own song, when you have your own content, and you are able to create that experience for the people, through the release of those songs. So I think that's amazing.
I often tell people, if other people that have released their song refuse to do that, then you have nothing to sing. So if you've got a song within you, why don't you as well release it? Let other people be blessed by your own song instead of just recycling what has been.
That recycling thing has been going on.
And
for
it would be good for you as an artist, if you're watching, you need to you need to release your own song. There's something unique about you.
Yes.
Everybody's unique. Don't be afraid to release your own song. Now, there she is now, 30 years into ministry.
Yes.
Now, that brings me to a question. That have you been able to do that? Being you married, you're a mother, you've got ministry. How do you manage all of that? Money?
No.
All of that. Can you share your experience? How has it been?
Amazing. This question, you wouldn't know. I'm just going to, let you know now, because you're asking this question, that after the 30-year celebration, I was moved in my spirit to share my experience for 30 years. So I put up 30 videos. Different topic for each day. Each video is less than 5 minutes, and I was sharing my experience that has helped me, my struggles. I shared my secrets, I shared my struggles, but I also shared my structures and strategies that I've used in those videos. So if we will probably put it, yes, actually.
Okay, maybe when the video comes out, I'll put it on the description.
I'll give you the link. You can, because it was, it's an amazing experience that I shared. You will see my secret, you will see my struggles. I would like to if I say I do not struggle. I struggled, but in the process.
So how can you put marry, ministry, and marriage? Let me put it in a nutshell.
Forget about telling your own side of the story. When it comes to marriage, just let it go, because there's going to be many misunderstandings, and then you think that you are doing the right thing. It doesn't mean that you're not doing the right thing, but if your husband doesn't see it that way, he doesn't see it that way. It's not your fault. It may not be his fault. It's not God's fault. So you have to apply your own sense to let you know that this is not about being right or being wrong. This is about honoring your head and let everything just slide. Sometimes the reason why we miss it is because we are too desperate to do the will of God, whereas God is not handicapped. We're so scared that this marriage will let me miss the will of God. This marriage will let me miss the will of God. We are too scared to miss it. But God is not handicapped. I remember God specifically told me, Muji, relax. It's not about what you will do for me. It's about what I will do with you. I'm the one in control. So why are you scared? Because there will be times in your life you feel like, hey, I'm running, time is running, I'm missing it, I'm missing Kiniko. Because if you are not married, there are things in your life you want to do. As a single, you feel like, if I'm single, I will just go and settle somewhere else. But because you're a woman under authority, you still have to respect your head. You have to think about family, but when you now get so scared, like, if I don't take this advantage now, it will leave my hand, it will go. Then you will remember that you can't run ahead of God. If God actually put a vision in you and put a passion in you and invested this thing into you, it was definitely find a way for it. I remember one of my one of my people that I mentor was telling me recently how he had to walk out of the marriage because he told the husband, he said, see, it's my ministry first, it's my God first, it's my ministry first, and anything after that will come, not marriage. So if you are not going to agree, all those things, so you have to end the marriage. But at the end of the day, I don't know what you're going through in your own family. I can't blame anybody and I can't judge anybody, but all I can say is it's a decision, it's an intention for you to know that it must work. My marriage must work, my ministry must work. So you just keep running through the struggle, just keep running and trust God through the journey, that God is going to find a way to make everything work together for.
And at this point, I would like to also appreciate Reverend Sam.
I love you.
He has been a very great pillar in ministry.
Absolutely.
He is Moji Alawiye because the way he runs behind the scenes,
right?
It's like you just go and sing and go all the running around. So it's
I think I'm truly blessed to have a man like that. I think I'm truly blessed to have a man like that. If I do not have a man like that, my kind of nature, I may not be able to. I'm not really that kind of person that is desperate. Like, I'm not in that desperate form of mind. Many things that we did, it was because he would say, this is where we are going. Sometimes I just felt like we don't need all this wala and all that. We don't need but he would just be the ones, just set the pace. It's the nature of the way God made it to be. When a man desires to have a child, he goes to a woman woman, and so he seed into that woman, and that woman has the capacity and the ability. You may not even know you have that, but it's resident inside of you to nurture the child in the womb and to bring forth the child and to nurture the child physically until the man will see this is my seed. I think that is what has been the narrative with my husband and the ministry. He was the one that actually had the first vision, about doing Worship Experience Live. I was not in that space. I just wanted to, go to Lagos and, push my music career and do something. But he wanted us to be in Ibadan, and he wanted to be like, oh my God, there's been no worship thing going on in this city. Everything is dry. So I have to follow him. It's his vision I was running, doing Worship Experience Live. He was one that discussed it with his friend, and he came home to say, this is what we discussed today, and I have to, follow it through. And one thing about it is that he may just share the vision a little bit with me. By the time it gets to me, it becomes bigger, it becomes meaningful. It just becomes begin to have hand and feet, and it's the same way it is. Even with his own program that he's doing right now, he's running a ministry right now, the Apostolic Impact. He didn't sit me down to say this is the vision, this is it. But when we are having any Apostolic Impact meeting and he asked me to go do something or introduce the meeting, people will think that I'm the owner of the vision. Like I saw it, because the way I will now have a revelation about it, I will share about it, it will be like, oh my God, God showed it to me first. So I think it's a power given to women.
Yeah. He brings this in a little, just like a seed that you multiply. And I think that's the nature of women. You give it to them and they multiply.
But you have to be a woman. Exactly, womb. But you have to be in the same spirit. You have to be in the spirit that you are not desperate. You just want the will of God to be done. You want your family to be okay. You want your husband to also be happy. You want him to be happy with himself. So you continue to drive towards that. I think that played a major role for me. I wasn't desperate about anything. I just wanted God's will to be done. I know the thing is in me. I know God has invested it in me. So I know that if He has invested it in me, He will find a way to, bring it out to be a blessing to the world. So.
How about, I'm sure some people are going to ask the question we're thinking about. This has been an everlasting question with ministry and money. How have you been able to navigate?
You see, that's a very powerful question right there. Oh, that's very powerful. Sometimes I don't even know the answer to it, but I'm just going to try. And I'm going to say that, I love the scripture that says that because you love righteousness and you hate wickedness, the Lord your God has highly exalted you with the oil of gladness above your fellows. I've been in a situation whereby I've seen people I think they've gone ahead of me, and we meet in meetings and I'll be like, oh my God, what is this? This is beneath me. These are the people I was looking like, oh my God, these people have gone ahead of me. So when we meet in some places, I just realized that God has truly blessed me. I can't begin to compare because of possessions or because of what somebody has been able to use money to do. But I realize that when you love righteousness and you hate wickedness, the Lord will bless you. It will promote you with oil of gladness above your equal. So it comes to that level where you get in the room where all your mates are and you cannot find your mates among your mates. You know what that means? So because it's a different thing for you to just wake up and just running after money, just running after money, just running after money. You don't care what God is saying, don't go there, it doesn't matter to you. I even know that there are so many musicians who have gone into voodoo power because they want fame, they want more, and they cannot wait for God because that's the idea of the Yoruba. So you want to find a way for yourself. But I love righteousness. I hate wickedness. So the Lord my God has highly exalted me with the oil of gladness above my fellows. So it's the different thing that we are both looking for. If you are looking for God, you find money, you find fulfillment, you find happiness, you find rest of mind.
So if I break it down to some extent, mixing it up with my own experience, God begin to raise support from people saying, I want to be a blessing to your ministry. Exactly. What are you doing? Or can I be part of this? Can I sow a little seed on this? I'm blessed by this. What else do you need? Those are the things that do happen.
I tell you, you line up.
Because I remember that worship experience was quite expensive.
And it has been expensive.
Ever. I mean, in Ibadan, that was meant to be the most expensive.
The most expensive event that ever took place. Even this last one we did, I said, oh, I'm not spending money, because we spent money the year before it was really, really, we invested into the recording. It's always a project. Yeah. You understand? So, but God raised partners. God will touch the heart of people. When God raised Saul to be the king, he raised also people whose heart he has touched, that God has touched their heart to go support him, to go be part of what he's doing. That's what God will do. But when you are running, when you are so desperate, I'm not saying don't make effort. You have to make effort, but don't be too desperate that you don't care where the blessing is coming from. So God will begin to raise people. Even the last one I said, we don't want to spend money. Eventually, I can't tell you how many millions that went into that. I even told, my director, I was like, the director of the project, Eddie, I was like, oh my God, like when you spend money, when do you come to that level where you say, this money I've spent, I begin to bring more. I said, this is, I was telling him, I said, this is bad business. He said, PMA, don't think like that. He said, there are some times that you continue to work. He said, it could just be just one small thing you will do, and it will break up. Yeah. And everything you have been doing all these years will now make meaning.
Come together.
He said it begins to come together. Even he, as a producer, as a record label owner, they will spend money. He gave me a series of examples of artists he has spent so much money on, thinking that you bring something back. By the end of the day, you're still waiting for something. He said, but sometimes it just happens that one small something, everything will just break. Yeah. And then you begin to get where you
And sometimes I do encourage artists, I do tell them, you see, you are the one that's got the ministry. Yes. If you don't give birth to it, nobody's going to get into you and bring it out. No. So whatever you have to do to fulfill your ministry, you have to do it. Yeah. From there, God is going to bless you. Just in obedience.
It's in obedience,
to what God has asked you to do, then God is going to bless you.
And just like you said, I think I'm just going to add to it by saying that, the break that we're looking for sometimes is not yet time. While you're waiting, just keep being in ministry. Keep being in ministry. Let it not be that your focus is just the break or the breakthrough. Let it be that you are doing ministry, you are blessing. Like I'm talking right now. Enjoy what you're doing on your way. Like I was saying in one of those videos, 30 years in a moment is what I call it. 30 years in a moment. Those videos are where I was sharing my 30 years experience. I was saying there, I said, see, greatness is not just a destination, it's a journey. The destination is you, discovering you, finding yourself, being in your happy place, knowing fully where I am right now is where God wants me to be. I can get better, but where you are right now is where God. So enjoy the journey. Don't plan a concert that when too many people didn't turn up, you get discouraged and say, God has not called me to ministry. Or you release a record and only 12 people downloaded and say, God has not called me to ministry. Those 12 people, those are 12 people for that time. So celebrate it, enjoy it, and then, at the long run, when something happens, maybe you have a bigger break, all these things that you have been doing will now come to the fore.
And actually, you see, it's a building process for you as well. It's not just about having a breakthrough or whatever. It's a process whereby you are being formed, you are being shaped to withstand all kinds of weather in the industry.
Yes.
Because you can be shaking.
Yeah.
But if it's just financial reward, you're still flaky, you're going to fall apart.
That's it. That's it.
Okay, then one more question, which is about I know you're into so many things now.
Yes.
You're a songwriter.
Yes.
You're a what?
I'm an author.
How many books can you?
Oh my God! I think that's going to 10 books, but I know that one is on Amazon right now. I've been writing books since when I was, I think, maybe going to 40. I've been writing books, different books and journals, and but there's one on Amazon, 50 Shades of Gratitude. It's an amazing book. Amazing book. You need to get it.
You released the book when you turned 50.
When I turned 50, yes. So it's still on Amazon. So I'm an author, I'm a TV show host, and I'm a Christian women counselor. I call myself achievability strategist. Okay. Because if you're a woman, almost every Christian woman is dealing with a bit of confusion for which they need clarity, so they can clear their cluster. If you don't clear your cluster, you want to be this, you want to be this, you'll be doing many things without getting anything done. There's a difference between doing things and getting things done. So I start in that position where I can counsel Christian women to achieve what is in their heart, because God is not going to come down and take you step by step by step. He will give you the power, but you must put the things together. So I work with women in that. So I have I have an online college for Christian women. So, people say, you do many things.
That's what I want to ask you about. What about time management? A mother.
I think, and I try to play my work. I don't put my work on my head. Last weekend I said this weekend is just chilling with Netflix and stuff like that. I don't like to work myself up. People see a lot of things that I do. Say, hey, my rest. So I be like, I'm watching Netflix now. What are you doing? You people that I say I'm rest, you just say you don't rest. But me, I'm trying to make sure that I do not put too much on my. So what I do is time management. And one thing I'm going to say right here is autopilot. I love my work to be on autopilot. I want in a situation, and I'm still looking for more technology. If you know any technology that can make my work more on autopilot, I love it. So my YouTube, let it be working on its own. You understand? My other work, my online classes, let it be working on its own. Let me making money for me. I know that my calling is not limited to me going from church to church and taking on a radio. My calling is more to create a platform where musicians and creatives can express themselves and become a better version of themselves. So I'm conscious of that one. I'm working in that way.
So, that's really amazing. Now, today is your birthday. We don't want to keep you too long.
Yes, thank you.
We would like you to go and enjoy yourself and have fun,
Yes.
So,
thank you so much for watching.
So that's PMA for you, Pastor Moji Alaluye. She's a blessed woman. She's a minister. So we hope to see you again. And tomorrow, she's going to be ministering on the same platform.
Yes.
So watch out for the link.
Watch out.
Or I'll put a link.
Watch out. Follow me at Lady PMA on Instagram. Yeah. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at PMA TV. And I hope to catch up with you.
Yeah.
God bless.
So
bye.